AD, and here you can see it's come back with HDMI 1080p30 and analog PAL 576p. So we know that those are the two input formats, and all of these functions here are to do with the streaming, the bit rate and the frame rate, things like that. Obviously the encoder format needs to be chosen. I'm going to disable record, and then I'm going to save that config. Ooh. Okay, so this has thrown up a bit of an error, which is good. It allows me to show you what the problem is. So the first problem is this is a 50 field per second input, and the streaming has been set to 60. Well, clearly we can't do that, so we're going to change that to 25 frames per second, which is 50 fields. And this one I'm going to change to 30 frames a second because that's the input frame rate. And then I'm going to save that config. And we're ready. So that's made sure that we've got all the correct settings here set up. IAD's ticked, just so that it can automatically detect the input in case you change the input dynamically. Right, the next step is, just move this around a little bit, streaming. So all these functions here can be changed on the fly. Anywhere where it says update, you can change on the fly. The way you so basically when we want to start a stream, we have to physically click the start button, and you'll get this green button here and a notification at the bottom that says streaming. You can automatically start streaming by clicking on this start. Okay. Now I'm going to stop the stream because at the moment it's selected RTP 11 and 12. I'm going to select RTSP, and I'm going to select auto start, and I'm going to save that config to the board so that when it boots up next time, it's going to automatically have all these functions started. So I'm going to start the stream. There you go, green button, and streaming at the bottom. So we're ready to go to decode these two streams. So I'm going to open up VLC Player, which is one way of move that over there so you can see what's going on. And open up Network Stream, type in the URL for the RTSP stream, which in this case is 245 port 554 / channel 11. Can be channel 11 or 12. Click go, video, zoom, let's go quarter. Okay, so here we've got channel 11 streaming at 200 kilobits per second, 30 frames a second, 30 GOP and 30 frames a second. If I want to change that to 20 kilobits per second, I can do that. I can click update and it automatically changes the bit rate on the fly. And if you look at the codec information, statistics, you'll see that we are, where are we? Content bit rate is about 30 kilobits per second. So it's not quite as low as 20 because it's pushing it to get that low. And then we can open up another VLC window, and this time we'll open network stream. This time we'll do 0.245 554 / 12, and this is the PAL camera, and again it's running at 200 kilobits. You can change that to, let's change that to 35 kilobits for example, and update that, and you'll begin to see there's a bit of blocking and smearing of the video. It's very difficult to see because there's not much movement. Let me see if I can move the camera for you. I can't move the camera. It's, oh, there it is. Right. So there we go. You can see it's not bad considering that it's 35 kilobits per second for a full 25 frame per second signal. So that's VLC Player. The other player that we have, which is our low latency player, is called Neptune Player. And in Neptune Player, you basically open up RTSP, the IP address, the channel, the port, and TCP. And you click play. And and that's doing exactly the same thing, except the latency is much lower. Now in here you've got statistics under tools, so you've got the very same, you can see the bit rate there is 42, 26, 25, so it's flapping about the 20 to 40 kilobit per second range. And then we can open up another network stream. This time we're going to choose 11 and play, and there's your HDMI signal, again running at a very low bit rate, which is why you've got this blockiness being shown up. Okay, so that's a very quick run through of the PC application. There's a few other things in here that we can talk about. We're going to be talking about how to set up RTP streaming in another video, so I won't go into that now. Please remember to start and stop the streams and look out for this green button. IAD, as I say, look for the automatically detect the input resolution and frame rate. Later on we're going to change RTSP to RTP, so this button actually toggles between different streaming methods. And then I've clicked connect by accident, so it's gone off and reconnecting back to the board. Oh, it's disconnected, sorry, so click again. There we are. So we've got to go through the whole process of reading the config to pull all the information back down from the board, as I've just done. So that's the PC application and how to set up the Nano to stream two different streams. The other thing I should mention is the recording. So in here, see, I can't. Let me reconnect, because when you're connected, this recording section will basically be filled in. So we just go into configuration, recording, and here you can see some of the features are already filled in for you. So actually this board has 4 streams, 2 for the streaming and 2 for the recording, and they can all be different. So that's another useful function, and this is recording to the SD card on the actual board, which you can see in the top right hand corner. Anyway, thank you very much, and as I say, the next video will be on RTP multicast streaming.